Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. Now, take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called SVS number 424, Oil and Water, and it's by Richard. And here are the rules. Apply classic Sudoku rules, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region. The small numbers in the upper left corner of each cage, dotted outline region, indicate the sum of the digits in that cage. Within each cage, all digits must be different, so you can't have repeats within cages either. So for example, these 3 digits add up to 22, these 5 add up to 27, these 2 add up to 12, these 2 add up to 11, etc., etc. So as an example, if this were, say, a 5, this would have to be 4, because these 2 digits must add up to 9. And that's how the killer cages work, and this is what a killer cage is. Also, each cage is either full of oil, which are even digits, or full of water, which are odd digits, or a mix of both. Each row within a cage contains only one type of digits, oil or water. Oil floats above water, so even digits will always be in rows above odd digits in mixed cages. So for an example, in this cage, every row is either fully oil or fully water. But oil will float above water, and oil are the even digits. So you could have something like all... actually, I guess we should have oil and water. So green will make oil, and blue will make water. But if you could have all water in this cage, or in every cage. You could have all oil in this cage, but that's actually going to be a problem because you can't have repeats. But you could technically have all oil. You could have oil and water in this way, or you could have oil and water in this way, right? Because each row is only one type, and the oil must always be above water. Which means the even digits must always be in rows that are above odd digits in mixed cages. So the 5-4 example I had wouldn't work because the 5 is odd. So in this 5 and this 4 wouldn't work because the 5 is odd, which is water, and the 4 is oil, which is even. So if there was a 4-5 in this cage, it would have to be 4 here and 5 here because the oil must float above the water. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. So anytime you have 2 digits adding up to an odd digit, it must be a combined odd digit with an even digit. Right? Because the odd and the even always add up to an odd, but an even adds up to an even digit. An odd adds up to an even digit either way. So this will always be an even digit and an odd digit for these cells here. So therefore, the even digit, which is the oil, must float above the water. Same with this. The even digit here must float above the water. If you have 3 digits, well, 3 digits adding up to a 9 is either all odd digits or 2 even digits and an odd digit. Right? So it's either 3 odd digits, right? You have odd, 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 which adds up to an odd, or you have 2 evens and 1 odd, which add up to an odd. So either way, this is going to be odd and water. 15, same thing. You could have odd, 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 or even, even, odd. So either way, this is odd. For 3 digits adding up to an even, okay, so this is also odd. For 3 digits adding up to an even digit, you will either have all three even, or two odds and even. The thing is, so it's all even or two odds and even. The thing is, for 22 specifically, though, I think it has to be, that has to always include a 9 in it, right? The only possibilities to add up, for 3 digits to add up to 22 are 589 and 679, and they both require a 9. So 9 has to be here, which means these are both odd. So these are both odd here. Therefore, that adds up to an even cell, so that this must be with an even. So this is even also. These are the same set, but this has to be even here, because if it's not even, then you would have 3 of the same set. It could be even, even, odd, which would be odd. If it's odd, 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 it would also be odd. So that's not allowed. So again, this must be even. The high digit in an even set must always be even, right? And we have 1, 2, and 4 here. So this must be a 2, 4 pair and is even. This is a 1 and is odd. So this is oil. This is water. So for 7, those are both even. This must be even. So it's 6 or 8. It cannot be 2 odds here because sorry, 2 evens here because that would be 5 evens in a box, which is not allowed. So these must both be odd. So this is either 6 or 8 here. If it's 6, this has to be 3, 9. If it's 8, it has to be 5, 7. Right? No, 3, 7. Yeah, 3, 7. So if it's 6, it's 3, 9. Actually, it could be 5, 7 too here. So it's 3, 9 or 5, 7. If it's 8, it's 3, 7 here. We don't know which, though. This is either 2 evens or 2 odds here. This is 2 evens or 2 odds. We're not sure. Four digits. Well, these are the same. These are the same polarity. Or not parity, not polarity. These are the same parity here. Because it has 2 digits adding up to 12. These are the same parity. These are the same parity here. And these are the same parity here. But we don't know which parities those are. How about this? Oh yeah, this has to be odd because you can't have 5 evens in a you can't have 5 evens add up to well, they can't have 5 unique even digits, basically. So this is always odd. Since this is odd, if the rest of this is even, you would have an odd digit. An odd sum, right? Because if they're all even, we have with one odd, that adds up to an odd. So this cannot be all even. This has to be all odd too. That means all of these are odd, which adds up to an even digit. That must make this an even digit here. So similarly, this is odd here because you can't have 5 odd digits. But either this is all odd here or it's all even because you need to add up to an odd digit. If this is odd here and this is even here, the problem is all of these would add to an even digit. This would be an even digit, so that would make this completely an even digit, which is not allowed. So this is the same parity here. um, hmm. To add up to an... So these are the same parity here. These are the same parity here. What about this? These are obviously the same parity. These are the same parity. But they could be all even, they could be all odd. We don't know. Okay, let's take a look at what else we have. One of these digits is a 1, right? There's no other place for the 1 in column 5. Can't be here because of the 1 in the box. 1 cannot be part of 11, and 1 can't be part of... Yeah, 1 can't be part of 2 digits adding up to 11 because it would have to be 1 and 10 adding up to 11. This is all odd. This cannot be odd because since we know all of these are odd, that's 4 odds in the box, which means if both of these were odd, that would be 6 odds in a box, which we know there's only 5 odds from the digits 1 through 9. So this has to be even and is oil, which means this can't be oil. The rest of the row must be all water. So this is water, this is water. So this is 2 and 4, or 2 and 6. We're not sure which. It cannot be 4 and 6 because that's already adds up to 10. So this always has a 2, which means this is 1 or 3 with this. This has to be, one of these has to be 8 and the other one is 4 or 6. So that leaves this as 3, 5, and 7. And this has to be 1, 3, 4, 5. This can't be 9. So since this can't be 9, this has to be, what, 3, 5, or 7 here, which makes this 4, 6, or 8 here to add up to 11. The rest of the middle box is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 odd digits in box 8. That doesn't restrict anything. These two are the same, these two are the same, but they could be different from each other. Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. So if this is odd, this also has to be odd. If these are even, both of these must be odd. Hmm. Don't think we have very much information there. This is 6 or 8 here. This is 5, 9, or it's 7, 9. We're not sure which. If this is 4, 2, 4, 3, this could never be 6 and 3 here, or 8 and 3. So what are the possibilities? So if it's 2, 4, and 3, this can't be 6 and 3. This must be 8 and 1, and this must be 6 and 5. If this is 2, 6, and 1, this is 8 and 3, because 8 can never be with 1. And this must be 4 and 5 there then, right? So these are the choices here. So 5 always has to be here. Hmm. If this is 8, this has to be 4 and 5. It would be 3 and 7 anyways here. This would be 8 and 3 then. So if this is 8, so we know 8 is one of these two. If this is 8, this is 4 and 5, this is 8 and 3. So if this is 8, this is what? This is 8. This is 8 and 3 here. This is 4 and 5. This can't be 3, so 8 must be with 3 and 7 specifically. So this is 7 and 3. Therefore, this would be 3, 8. This would be 7, so this would be 5, 6. So if the 6 is not here, this is 8. That forces this to be 4, 5. That forces this to be 3, 8. This must be 7, 3 here, which forces this to be 5, 6. So 6 cannot be here, ever. Otherwise, if this is 6, this could be any combination. 3, 9, or 5, 7. Still pretty broad then. What about these? These are the same set. So if this is odd and odd, these are even. Can you have 4 evens ever add up to 26? I think the answer to that is no, right? 4 evens would be 2, 8, and 4, 6. So that would always add up to 20. So this must be then 2 odds, which is water. We have 5 odds now in row 7, which means the remaining digits are all even. So in that row. So this is even, this is even, and this is even. Since this is even, it can never be 1. Therefore, where is the 1 in column 5? It has to be here. This is even, this is even, these are even. This could be odd. This could be even. We have 4 odds here. Okay, we have 5 odds in box 8, so that means the remaining digit is even here. So this is even, these are even. 2 of these are even here. So that means 2 in box 8 has to be in, this is 2, 4, and 6. But the 2 has to be in columns 4 or 5 in box 8. We know in box 5, the 2 is in columns 4 or 5. Therefore, in column 6, in box 2, the 2 has to be in box 6, or column 6. So one of these is 2, if that's the case. These are all even. This we don't really have any information on. This is the same set, right? So this is the same parity. If it's 2 odds, we have 5 odds in that column. If it's 2 evens, we have 4 evens in that column. So these must be the same parity also. So it's the same medium gray. This then cannot be even. Sorry, cannot be odd, cannot be the water, because then we would have 6 waters in column 3. So these both must be oil and even. So since these are even, this has to be odd. Odd. So these are both odd. These are all even. We have 4 evens in box 1, which means the rest of the box is odd. This is odd, obviously. This is even. So since this is even, we have 4 evens in box 5, which leaves the rest as odd. This is 6 or 8 here. This obviously can't be 6 or 8. These are both odd because this is odd here. This cannot be both evens, because if this is both evens, then we'd have 5 evens in row 3. So these are both odd, which means we have 5 odds now in row 3. So this can't be odd. This has to be even then. So these are both even. We have 4 evens in column 9, which means the rest of the column is odd. So this is odd. We have 5 odds in box 9. That means this is even. We have 5 odds in row 2, which means the rest are even. So this can't be, this is even, this is even. This can't be a 2. We have 5 odds in box 2, which means this is even, because what else do we have? We have 4 evens in row 6, so the remaining ones must be odd. This is 4, 6, or 8 here. We have to have a combination of 2, 4, 6, 8 here. So 2, 4, 6, 8 adds up to, this is 2 and 4 here, which means this can't be 2 or 4. This is a 6, 8 pair, which eliminates 6 and 8 from the rest of the column. So that can't be 6. The reason why we know that is this can't be 4 or 2. So 2 and 4 both have to be here, which means this can't be 2 or 4 here. This adds up to 20, so this must be a 7. So since this is 7, 7 cannot be here. These are 4 digits adding up to 20. I don't think you can have a 5, period, right? It has to have 1, and it has to be 1379 adding up to 20. If you try to change any of them, the problem is that they will never add up to 20 then, right? Because you can't correspondingly change the other digit to match, because they would both match down to 5. So this can never be 5. 1 has to be, cannot be here, cannot be here, 1 has to be here, which leaves this as a 3, 7, 9 triplet. 7 is obviously one of these. This cannot be 6, 3, and 9. It could be 8, 3, and 7, but it could be 6, 5, and 7. So I think this has to have a 7, right? 6, 3, and 9 is no longer allowed because it would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. If it's 6, it has to be 5 and 7. So if it's 6, it's 5, 7 here. If it's 8, it has to be 3, 7. So this can never be 7, right? So 7 has to be one of these digits here. This is 6 or 8. You can never have 6, 8 with 6, 8 because that would force us to be 1, and we already have a 1 in the box. So this has to be non-6 or 8. So this is 1 of 2 or 4, which forces this to be 1 of 2 or 4 because only one of these could be 2 or 4 then, and the other one has to be 2 or 4 here. So this is 6 or 8 with 2 or 4. This can't be 1. This could be 3, 5, or 7 here. It can never be 9 because 2 and 6 at most is at least 8, which means this is at most 7. Okay, what else do we have? 1 cannot be here. This is 20 at... it could be any combination, actually. We don't know. This is 2 even digits here. Cannot be 1 or 7 here. So this is 3, 5, or 9. This is 3, 5, or 9. Can't be 9 here. If it's 9, this is 2, 8, or 4, 6. If this is 3, it has to be with 6 and 8. Can it ever be 3? 3, 6, and 8 adds up to 17, so no. This has to be 5, then, and 6 and 8. So if it's 9, it's 2, 8. If it's 5, it's 4, 6. Otherwise, sorry, if it's 9, it can be 2, 8, or 4, 6. Otherwise, it's 5 with 6, 8 here. This has to be 4, 6, or 8. This is 4, 6, or 8 here. Odd digits, even digits with an odd, 2 odd digits here. It could be 3. It can't be 1. Wait, this is even digits. Can't be 2 with 2 other digits because that would require the 2 other digits to add up to 18, which is not possible for unique digits. So this is 4, 6, or 8. These are 3 even digits adding up to 14. I think that has to be 2, 4, and 6, right? No, 14. 2, 4, and 8. So 6 is not involved. So this must be a 2, 4, 8 triplet here, adding up to 14 if they're all even. Four can be with 7 and 9. 8 can be with up to 3 and 9. So 1 cannot be, where is the 1 in row 8? 1 cannot be here, 1 cannot be here, 1 can't be either of these, so this must be 1. Where's the 1 in row 6? Can't be here because of the 1 in the box, can't be here because of the 1 in the box, so it must be here, so this is 1. Where is the 1 in column 3 then? Can't be here because of the 1 in the box, can't be here because of the 1 in the box, therefore this must be 1. This can't be 7 because of the 7 here. Where's the 1 in row 2? Can't be here because of the 1 in the box. Can't be here because of the 1 in the box. It must be here. The 1 then in box 8 has to be one of these two. The 1 in box 9 has to be one of these two. So this must always contain a 1. Can it ever be 1 and 2? You have 3 other odd digits, 5, 7, and 9. 5, 7, 9 adds up to 21. So if this were 1, you cannot have a 2 here, because then the other digits would add up to 21 at most. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 21 is 24. So this is 4, 6, or 8 here. One of these is a 1. Therefore, in row 6, where is a 2? It has to be one of these two digits, which means the rest of the box cannot contain a 2. So this can't be 2 here. That leaves a 2 in one of these two spots here. This can't be 2, 4, 8, but we already knew that anyways. This can't be 2, 4, 8. These are two odd digits. So it's either 3, 9, or it's 5, 7. If this is 5, 7, this is 3, so this can never be 3 here. Because it's either 3, 9 here, which eliminates 3 in the rest of the box, or it's 5, 7, which forces this to be 3, which eliminates 3 in the rest of the box. So this is 7 or 9 here. This can never be 9, so this can't be 3 then. One of these then has to be 3. That doesn't tell us very much. If this is 2, this could be 8 with 7 and 9. That does kind of work. This is 3, 5, or 7 here. If this is, again, 2 and 8, this could be 7, 9. So if the only reason this is 2, this is 8, this is 7, 9. So this could be 1, 3. Can this ever be 1, 3, 5 is kind of the question, right? I guess so. 2, 8. This becomes 7, 9. This is 1, 3, and 5 then. That's 9. Plus 6. 1, 3, and 5 is 9 plus... Okay, so this can never be 2. If this is 2 and 8, that means this is 7 and 9 to add up to 26, right? 2 and 8 add up to 10. This is the most this could be if this is 2. So the most this could be is 2 and 8, which forces this to be 7 and 9. That leaves 1, 3, 5 here and 6 here at most. 1, 3, 5 adds up to 9, plus 6 adds up to 15, but we need a single digit adding up to 26 minus 15, which is 11, which is impossible. So this can never be 2 here. Therefore, this is a 2, which means this can't be 2. The rest of, in row 7, where is a 2? It has to be here. So this is 2, which makes this 4, which makes this 2, which makes this 4. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 8 and 1. That eliminates 8 here, so it's 6 and 5. This 6 eliminates 6 here. So it's a 2-4 pair here, which makes this a 3 to add up to 9. This obviously can't be 4. This can't be 4. This 6 and this 4 eliminates 4 and 6 here. So this is 8 and 3. This cannot be 3, so this must be a 5-7 pair, which eliminates 5 and 7 in the rest of the column and the rest of the box. This can't be 7, this is 9, which forces this to be 3, which forces this to be 7. This can't be 8 anymore, so this is 6, and we can't have a 3. It has to be 5, 7. Which means this can't be 3 or 5, so this is 9. This can't be 6, so this is 8. Which means this can't be 8. This can't be 8 anymore, so this is 6, which means none of these can be 6. Therefore, where is the 6 in box 1? It has to be here. This is 6, which makes this a 7, 9 pair. That eliminates 7 and 9 in the rest of the row and the rest of the box, so this can't be 7. This can't be 7. This is 5, which makes this 7. This has to be a 2, 4 pair. Since this is a 2, 4 pair, that eliminates 2 and 4 in the rest of row 2, so this can't be 2 or 4. This has to be a 6, 8 pair, which means 6 and 8 add up with 5 to add up to 19. So this is 5, which means this is 3, this is 5. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so this is 7, this is 5. This is 4 or 6 here. This has to be a 3, 9 pair, which eliminates 3 and 9 in the rest of the box, so this can't be 3. This can't be 3 because of a 3 here, so this is 9, this is 3. What else do we have? The rest of these digits are 3 and 9. This can't be 1, so this must be a 7 here. So this is 7, this is 1. It cannot have a 3 here. 7 cannot be in the same cage, so this must be a 7 here. This has to be a 5, 9 pair. That means this adds up to 1, 7, 5, and 9. Which means, what is that? 5, 7, 9 is 21, plus 1 is 22. So this adds up to 22. 26 minus 22 is 4. So this is 4, this is 6. We also know in box 8, the 9 has to be in rows 8, 7, or 8. In box 9, the 9 has to be in rows 7 or 8. Therefore, the 9 in box 7 has to be in row 9. So this cannot be 9. What combinations are these then? 4 cannot be here because 4 requires 7 and 9. So this can't be 4. We have a 6, 8, 6, 8 pair in row 7, which eliminates 6 and 8 in the rest of the row. This can't be 8. So this is 4, which makes this an 8. 6 cannot be here in column 1. Where can the 6 be? It has to be here. So this is 6 and is even. This has to be odd and is 7 or 9. Can't be 7, so this must be 9, which makes this 7, which makes that 9. 9 is one of these two, cannot be here, so 9 must be here and is the odd. This then must be even for the remaining digits, which makes this a 2. This 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 8. This 6 eliminates 6 here, so that's an 8, which makes this 6. This can't be 6, this is 8. The only two digits that add up to 15 now with 8 are 2 and 5. So this is 2, this is 5, which makes this 4, which makes that a 2. This 2 eliminates 2 here. This can't be 8 either, so this is 4, which makes this 2, which makes that an 8. This 2 eliminates 2 here, so it's a 4 and 2 here. 2 can't be here anymore, so 2 has to be here, which makes that an even. 6 can't be here, so 6 has to be here and is even there, so this is odd. This is 6, this is 7. That leaves this as an odd digit. Odd digit. Both of these are odd because we have 4 evens in the column, therefore this is even. We have 4 evens in column 7, so this must be odd, which makes this even. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so this is 6, this is 8, this is 4. This is 4, and now we just finished by Sudoku. Well, actually not completely. This cannot be 7, so this is 3 or 5. This is 3 or 5. That eliminates 3 and 5 here. This can only be 7. 8, 7, and 5 add up to 20, so this is 5, which makes this 9, which makes that 3, which makes that 9, which makes that 5. This must be 3 and 9 here, and that does add up to 26 here. Now we just finished by normal Sudoku. We have a 3 remaining here and a 9 here. This has to be 5, and this is a 3. And that's the solution. Yeah, I don't know. It took me kind of long. I probably should have been able to solve this faster, but I don't know. I'm just going a little slow today right now. Probably for me, it's in between easy and challenging. It's not quite at the challenging level, but it's not necessarily easy either. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.